All right. Good morning, ladies and gents. I had slept in a little bit today. Uh, all right. There's a gentleman that I sub to, uh, and he went out there to Utah College and walked the whole area. Hold on a minute. All right. Now you can hear me. Well, I had a cable that's hooked up, a guitar cable that was running into the mixer, but I don't have the guitar cable hooked up to a guitar. So that humming you heard was that. All right, where were we? Yes. All right, there's a guy I sub to, George Webb, and he went out. Oh, good morning, Debbie. He went out to Utah Valley College, and he walked the whole area. It's huge. It's huge. But he also walked where uh, people wouldn't think of, and it's pretty interesting to see. And from Google Map, when you're looking at Google Map, you really can't see the elevation change, but there's some huge elevation changes in that area where they like carve walkways right into the mountains out there. So it's really yeah, there was many places where that shot could have came from if it was just one shot. Just saying came from the roof 200 yards away. But if you look at that whole area, which we're going to watch this gentleman's video, there was numerous little cubby holes. And if you look at the video, there is somebody standing in the one of the cubby holes right off to the side in the building. You know, I was watching heavy duty diesel Danny or heavy duty country. And okay, oh, hold on a minute. Here comes David, World War I veteran. There he is. All right. Uh, and he was saying, Danny was saying some interesting things too. So a lot of people think that this shot was taken from inside a building, one room back, because one of them buildings was under construction. And that's true. But here's the thing, I disagree with that because there's glass there. You can see plain as day that there's glass in the windows. And I agree, it does look like a muzzle blast, but I don't think it's from in there because you that whole window would have exploded as soon as someone shot through it from the inside. So I kind of counted that out, but it's possible. What I understand what they're saying. It's just like a movie. The guy might be one room back into the building, but be able to see everything and take the shot from inside the building, a room back, which would muffle the sound of the weapon. That's true. I agree 100% with them. But the window would have blew out. Definitely the window would have been shattered into pieces. Or there would have been a hole in the glass. And we're not seeing that. All right, so we're going to take a look at this guy. Let's see what Miss Debbie's going to say first. I heard about that building was all under construction. Nobody was anywhere around that building. No, they're talking about the building off to the right side, Debbie, the opposite side of the wound in his neck. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out, and I do believe this camera. I do believe the camera caught the bullet or one of the bullets. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying it's impossible. No, it's not. Not if you're at the right. You know, they caught Trump's bullet. Uh, the Zapruder film caught one of the bullets that missed Mr. Kennedy, and hit the curb and it fragmented. That footage caught that. So bullets are able to be caught if you got a decent camera and you're at the right place at the right time. All right, let's watch this video real quick. Hold on a minute. Folks, make sure you go over there and check out Mr. George Webb. I posted it in my...
At the shooting site. I'm from not this perch, not that perch, but this perch right here.
Look at this little cubby hole. And I looked during the footage, and it looks like somebody's standing there or off in the back a little bit. Well, that's possible. Let's continue.
Here. So we're just, people asked me last night,
Look at that.
Possible different sniper perches.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
But I think the why in this may be getting a little bit lost. But anyway, it's the Ukraine war, and Charlie he's making a turning point on this tour, talking about the Ukraine war and cutting funding for the Ukraine war. But I want to make sure I get the perches. You can see the low-C center again, a long shot. But and then I'll go down here a little.
I just want to say to Utah Valley College, that is a beautiful college. You see that amphitheater they have there where Charlie was talking? I think that is beautiful. And all these, you can walk on top of they have all these walkways that you can get from building to building. It's a great, beautiful place to go to college, I bet. I mean, it's just, you can get to 3-4 stories up just by taking these walkways. Debbie, can you hear me okay? No. Like I said, I was watching some of these guys that are professionals. They're shooters. And I do agree with Danny and a couple of these other dudes that the shot could have been taken from inside a building. But here's the thing. All the windows there on this whole building they don't open. So if the guy shot from a room back, like we see in the movies or the sniper movies, they're tucked back into the building. They got sandbags around them. And it's one of our guys, one of our United States military guys, taking a shot from inside a room or a room, one room back into the building and hitting people. So I was like, yeah, that's possible. But then I looked throughout the whole video. There's no windows that open. So if that guy shot through a window, it would have busted. Now, being that might be plexiglass, it might be high-tempered glass, there would be holes after the shot. There would be a hole, apparently. You would be able to see it with your eye in the window if the window didn't shatter. I don't know if them are tempered glass. We don't know what these windows are made of. Okay? So depending on the glass, we know this much. There'd be a hole in the glass. Obvious that someone did something, either it was a ricochet and went through this glass, or someone from inside the building took a shot outward, which you would be able to also tell that if there was glass on the inside of the building or glass on the outside of the building. The majority of the glass would be on the outside if someone shot through it. All right, let's continue with this video. Let me see what Debbie said. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think so. He was outside. Had to be. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Deb, because if he would have put one through one of these windows, there'd be evidence of that. You would hear, you would see it. As as they're looking, as these guys are walking around, they would see, oh, there's a hole in this glass. Let's see if it's a outward trajectory where it came from inside the building, or it was a fragmentation of the bullet and it went through. There'd be glass on the inside. Majority of the glass would be on the inside. Johnny, didn't they say he was already? Johnny, didn't they say where he was already? Yeah, they said he was on the one building, which it was a long shot. But now a lot of people are saying that there might have been more than one shooter. That's true. We don't know. But this guy went out there that's making this video, Debbie. He went out there and he walked this whole thing, and it's huge. It's huge. And I can't believe all the places that you can get to these roofs and all the cubby holes where a sniper could set up, make a shot, and be gone. So it's just pretty crazy. Let's continue.
You can see these stairways and so forth. So, and then there's these crevices and so forth in here. But the big idea that I was trying to make when I was talking to all these organizations that purport to be trans, they're not. And this is people, armed queers in Salt Lake City, threatened to murder me. So I did a little bit of research, and it's not. It's transitioning gamers to mercenaries. It's transitioning gamers to mercenaries. And I'll keep walking to give people a different perspective on all the different angles. But it really is about transitioning people off Steam, these Halo players. We know who we want to target for recruiting for Ukraine. They're the mercenaries. They're the people in ROTC, but we can't overtly, through an overt program, recruit.
All right, hold on, Debbie. I don't want to hear about it. What he's trying to say is they're actually recruiting people. But hold on a minute. Let me find the other video before this, I think. He did a bunch of videos walking where he was actually... Let's check this one.
Okay, here's Kyle here at Losi Center, there at the Student Union, kind of coming from this way, shooting downward angle. I just talked to these gentlemen who were here at that time. They said
there's no
really hard to
holes
place the
in
shot.
these
It was
windows.
banging around. But you can see here that there is some approaches up there. There was a video out there that showed a flash. So we don't have all that data.
Look at how beautiful
but
that is.
interesting
you
how,
know what that is, Debbie, don't you?
It's been sort of concreted over, and
our,
we're having a lot of improvements. It kind of reminds me of the Canfield 4 in a way. But walking back this way, it just seems a lot farther than on television. On TV, that's a real close shot where that first guy is on that first stair. It's a real close shot. And Charlie going from the left to the right would also go along with that. If you go up here to the Losi Center, it's all the way over there. I mean, that's a much longer shot than I guess a much longer shot than I thought of when I saw it on television. So that's the report.
No, Debbie, he makes these short little segment videos, Deb. And he makes these short segments, and he walks from where Charlie was all the way to where the shooter took the shot, right? And then he goes back and walks the upper level and shows people all these little nooks and crannies and levels where it's possible, someone could have took the shot if they got it wrong, and there was other shooters there. Maybe, but he goes through the whole thing, and he's right. You know, the way they were filming it, it looked closer than what it really was. It just looks. It does look like a long shot, 200 yards. Well, that's like the size of two football fields, right? That's pretty long. Two football field, a football field's 100 yards. You put two of them together, that's 200 yards. That's pretty far. I mean, I don't know if I'd make it 200 yards walking. Who knows? But let's continue and see if this is the video where he goes.
Report here from UVU. The other thing that everyone's ignoring is, how did he get the gun? If there was people who were on the Discord with him trying to get him the gun, to pick up the gun, that's called a gun drop. That's really super critical information. They left that totally out of today's, left that totally out.
All right, hold on. Let's watch him, because he does walk right up to where the building was. I remember seeing that video the other day.
Okay, George Webb here on the UVU campus, and is your marker. M20 is your marker. And this northeast corner here of this building is where you see that John Wilkes Booth 82nd Airborne jump by Tyler Robinson. So the 82nd Airborne jumps right over there. The shooting spot is just beyond those cameras there now. They've got a whole bunch of cameras there now, not before the shooting, but after. Make sure that citizen journalists can't be here. But anyway, you go forward from those cameras and you see him running behind that building. Again, one mall cop, one grandmother with caution tape, one guy with a drone, one kid with a drone, all the things we said, one Walmart cop, one Walmart greeter. On that roof stops everything. It's easy access too. It has a walking access, as you can see on that railing, straight to the shooting area. There's no great climbing or anything. He doesn't need the 80.
I agree. If they would have had drones, I do believe they would have seen them, because that drone would have went up so high and it would have had a 360-degree view of every single roof around there. And I think there was a drone there, but not there. It was way in the distance. I actually think it was. Now, don't forget, there's an airport there. Okay? There's an airport close to the college. So it's possible what people are saying, well, there's a drone way back there. You can see, well, I think that's a plane. If you really want me to answer, I think it's a plane actually taking off or something, or landing or something. Or even a bug. I don't think it's a drone, because they reported there was no drones there. So now it could have been a drone from someone trying to do something. I'm not saying what I think it's being there's an airport right there. I think it's a plane or something landing or taking off. Let me see what Debbie said. I tell you, I had my rifle out looking through my sight. I could see that far. It would have been a super easy shot. I wouldn't be able to take that shot probably without a scope. But there are people that have 20/20 vision, and they say they would be able to take that shot with iron sights. That's shocking. That's pretty shocking. But a lot of people don't realize, what did they do before scopes came along? What did they use? Iron sights. That's all they had. But in order to be a professional sniper, you got to have 20/20 vision. You got to be able to see like a hawk. at downward angle, then they can't shoot. Well, we don't know. He had that tent set up. He might have moved. He couldn't get the shot because the tent was up. He couldn't see Charlie, maybe. He moved till he can see Charlie and then took the shot. Yeah, that's possible. He might have took the shot, missed, and there was someone else there. And it didn't hit him, and someone else took a shot, maybe. And here's the thing, when you got people running from the site of a murder or an assassination with weapons in their hands, and you got people there because it's the right to carry and everything, and everyone's pulling their gun out and running away from the scene. But now what? Which one took the shot? Or how many of them tried to take the shot?
Second airborne jump. But this is the hill he came over. And then he goes into this area right over here. He goes into this area right over here.
All right, now I want to bring this up. When you're looking at Google Map, you don't see these elevations. Look at it. He comes off the building. He runs down a hill, up a hill, and now he's coming across the street. And what is it all over there? It's elevation, right? We don't see that. You know, we're only seeing a Google map of it where it's just, level ground. But as we can see now, it looks like that whole subdivision is up on a giant mound, and you got to walk up a hill, another hill, to get to the subdivision back there. All right, let's continue watching here. Yo, Metal Monster.
And stashes the gun, supposedly. I think he picks up the gun there, and that's the part that they're not telling you. His Discord group is the one who organized the gun drop for him, his ROTC group. Remember, he's been coming here since 2019 in high school as an ROTC student. So he knows this campus. He's been here many times. He's got many friends here. Even though he doesn't go here, he's got a lot of folks that he's done training with. But I'll show you the John Wilkes Booth 82nd Airborne drop here. The grassy knoll, every time you get in one of these stories, there's always a grassy knoll, right? You just can't avoid it. But you see this drop here. And I'm 6'8".
That's a pretty big drop to jump off of. But he was 5'10". I think they said he was 5'10" or something like that, 5'9" or 5'10". So hanging from there, he gets his foot on that impression before the windows, and he jumps from there. So maybe 9-foot jump, which he lands in the grass, which probably cushioned him. But I still think he twisted an ankle or something. And he's off running, right? He's off running. So yeah, very interesting. I like how this guy's talking. The grassy knoll. Well, yeah, ain't there always a grassy knoll? Let me see. Get real. Go do your drug. All right, no drugs in chat, guys. It's too early. Yeah, he said he's coming peace, Debbie.
I'm 6'8". I'll just give you an idea how big of a drop that is.
That's a pretty big drop.
We don't know if that's
Can you hear the video okay,
John Wilkes
Debbie?
Booth footprint or not.
Ooh, look at the footprint.
But
far away from the building.
And they've put up some, but if you look here, look at the distance up. My reach is 8'6".
8'6". Wow. Now, did you see how far that footprint was away from the building? Do you think he would jump away from the building? That's more momentum. If he did, then that explains why he went all the way to the ground with his knees. And like when he got up, He went to go put pressure on his one leg, and it like he backed up like it was hurt or something. But jumping away from the building would cause more momentum and more force than just dropping straight to the ground. So I don't know if that's his footprint or not, but if it is, then he jumped away from the building, which caused more momentum instead of just dropping down, right? Because to push off of the building, you're taking force and now you're throwing yourself out there, which is more gravity to come down more faster. So like I said, I don't know. Do you think the smart thing would have done? He got his foot right here on this ledge. He had the gun in his hand and he just dropped down, right? But we don't know. We'll have to see.
I'd still there's another 6-7 feet to go here. That's like going to a basketball gym, putting a 4-foot platform on top of a basketball rim and then jumping. He fell at least 10 feet. He fell at least 10 feet like a cat. He bounced like a cat. So he had been taught that roll to land on the weight of the balls of your feet and then give to your shoulder, that 82nd airborne roll. He learned it somewhere. But that's how he.
Well, he didn't roll though. It's not like he jumped like this guy's saying, Mr. Webb is saying, like a paratrooper or whatever, or a black ops guy or a ninja. He hit the ground and rolled to absorb the weight and stuff. He didn't do that. He dropped straight down, went straight down to his knees, and then got up and started running. But I see what you're saying if he was trained. Now, this guy, Mr. Webb, is saying that they're taking these gamers and they're like targeting them because they're using them as missionaries or whatever, which is very unbelievable. All right, let's watch the rest of this.
He got out. Now, how he got in, probably through this parking garage here. Again, hard to say, but we'll have more for you in a little bit.
All right, well, let's check out one more video where he walks to the building, Debbie. Actual building of
Okay, hello, George Webb at the Charlie Kirk murder scene. You see, I'm about halfway to the where Charlie Kirk was murdered, under the American flag, about where that yellow pillar or that yellow marking is on that pillar with that drainage. So you can see the distance here. But this is only half the distance. This is like...
All right, that's half the distance, he's saying. So I think he's going to walk now. But Debbie, can you see how cool that college is? I mean, you can walk around the whole college on a second level, and then you have stairs on that level where you can walk to another level, and now you're above everybody, and you can walk on top of the roofs and everything. It's really cool. Let me see what Debbie said. I think about it, these people that go in the service and taught on simulations before anything else. So game systems is just like a simulator. Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. But what they're doing is taking these people and using them, the CIA or whatever, to ship them or to use them here in America to do stuff. So that's pretty crazy. You know, folks, I'm going to tell you, it's just a game. You're in the wrong business if your business is killing Americans or humans. Take your talent as a gamer and go into contests with other gamers and become a champion gamer or something. But they entice these people with money. Money. Now, the kid was an apprentice or whatever in construction, whatever he did. So he probably made money, but I don't know. And if he didn't have a job and he was just there as an apprentice or construction or whatever, then it explains the beautiful condo and a very expensive car. That's probably about $30,000-$40,000 car, maybe 50, maybe. All right, let's continue.
Just half the distance of the shot. The shot actually comes off this corner, the low C center here, right there. And you see that convenient ladder right there, right? So you see that perch up there, potentially the perch up there, but I think it's this perch right here. And as we line up on this right here, and they've conveniently parked this thing in between, there is a strip of concrete that kind of leads directly to that corner. So it's almost like a shot guide, if you will. We'll move up the hill a little bit and show you just potential way of getting out. You see all these access ladders. So again, we're not getting into the video that shows how he got to that position. Why wouldn't you show how if we have all the surveillance video of him running from the position, why wouldn't we have the video of him going to it? Again, the text messages with the Harlequin back and forth, my love this, my love that, here's a complete confession. When you're running from the law, the last thing you probably want to do with your phone is issue a verbose confession. Now, I'm not saying those messages weren't sent.
All right. Now, Debbie, last night, I think I sent you a video. There's a new video out. A guy reconstructed how Tyler Robinson got the gun there. I don't know if you've seen that video. It was late last night, or I might have watched it after I was done chatting and you went to bed. But a guy reconstructed with his own son, who was the same height or close to Tyler Robinson. And he used the same gun and broke it down. And he's saying that that's not a phone in the front pocket of Tyler when he's walking up the stairs, and you can see what appears to be a phone. That's not a phone. That's the butt of the it's the stock of the gun, the wood part. And that's what we're seeing. So he walked throughout this whole thing with this gun to get up there, right? And I agree with this gentleman, Mr. Webb. Make sure you folks go over there and check his channel out. I posted it in chat and description. There should be video of him leaving or getting up there, right? What way did he actually take to get up there? Because we know there's cameras on the outside and we know there's cameras on the inside. So they must know exactly the route he took to get up there. And there's numerous ways to get up there.
From Tyler's phone, I'm not saying that at all. But if I had an illegal recruiting program, recruiting ROTC guys to go be a part of a overseas operation, I would want to send messages to say it was all about transitioning too. I don't want the story coming out that it's transitioning to being a mercenary from being an ROTC. So as you can see, a lot of young folks here, Brigham Young, we were at yesterday, all these different universities, this would be the place. This would be the place. And again, you can see the access here is not that difficult, right? To get to that ladder, to get to this, you see the access is stairway. Again, why not publish the video of how he got where he got rather than just show the video of him escaping, right? What would full transparency look like? Thanks, guys. What would full transparency looks like. So you can see a little bit longer shot here. But it's a long, long way.
Yeah, that's pretty long. I mean, for me, I would say that's a long shot, but not. It's not long. It's not 500, 800, 1200, 2500 feet away. You know, like our professional military guys do. For them, yeah, it's a short, easy shot, 200. But yeah, for someone, yeah, that's a long shot. You got buildings in the way. You got people standing in the way. So he had to be up high enough to at least get over the people that were standing in front of Charlie, right? He had to be up high enough so so the bullet didn't hit somebody else before it got to its target, which was Mr. Kirks. Yeah, that's pretty high. A beautiful area, unbelievable. That college is beautiful. I mean, you can walk that whole college on the roofs all the way around, all the way right to the right of here. Or if you're looking at this picture right now, to the left of you is the police department for the university. So he was actually right across the street from the university police department. He's right across the building here on the thing, and the police department's right over here. It's right over here. I believe it's this building over here. Yeah, and you can actually get on the top of this roof right here that you can see on the left hand side. I don't know if you can see my mouse, and you can walk all the way around to where Charlie is, or not Charlie, where Tyler is over here, just from these roofs. Just from these roofs.
It's a long way to Tipperary from this distance. And again, you see back here, I have access. Not unusual access. I have access to the roof.
Yeah, there's the stairs that go right
A lot
up
of
to the roof.
cameras there. Those may have come in after the shooting, blocked off.
I think that.
But again, wouldn't I have cameras of how he got to the shooting position?
Yeah, I think there's footage out there, Mr. Webb, of him getting up there, going up them stairs right where you're at. You can access the whole place, the rooftop, from the stairs. I mean, if we lived in a perfect world where we didn't have crazies running around wanting to kill everybody, it'd be a beautiful college. I mean, you can get up on the roof, watch the sunset. You know, you can walk that whole campus on top of the roof. And I wouldn't be able to do it because this guy's not even a smoker and he's out of breath. But you have to remember you're at a higher elevation, so the air might be thinner. But this guy's out of breath. I wouldn't make it. I would need one of them motorized carts to go around. Let me see what Debbie's saying. When you're looking through a site, it's not as far as, yeah. Well, that's a magnifying site, so it magnifies everything. So really, in a sniper scope, yeah, it looks a lot closer. I agree with that. But you take your eye off of that scope, it's pretty far distant.
Lots and lots of stairways, easy access. I was surprised by that. I thought this was going to be like a difficult climb or something. It wasn't. We'll get you more here in a minute.
Wow, great stuff. So this guy, Mr. Webb, George Webb, he goes out there. He walks the whole area to show everybody. He gets up on the different elevations. which I thought was pretty cool. He shows little nooks and crannies within the building, within all these buildings of, could there have been people there? Yeah. Yeah, there could have been other people there. And it could have been something more. It could have been a lot of things. But I want to thank this guy for going out there and showing the people, look at the different elevations. Now, we would have never known that that subdivision was actually built up on a mound in a higher elevation than the college. So that's crazy, right? Now, let's look at one more video because it shows him going up the stairs right here.
Okay, George Webb again, and you see
Drop.
the John Wilkes Booth 82nd Airborne Roll location is just on the other side, and then now you see this fence here. If you just walk up this pathway, this is the bush, the burning bush here. It's going to be pretty famous pretty soon. I think this is the burning bush where the rifle goes, and I think the rifle goes right in here. I think the rifle went right in here. That would make sense because he's seen going up this way, up this path, right, a little bit later on, and no rifle. So again, we could use some of the,
Are you seeing the elevation changes, Debbie? I mean, he's over
surveillance video, maybe.
He's over the campus area right now.
I'll get in trouble.
He probably can look down on the camera
for this, but he doesn't with a rifle. And you can see it comes out over here to this.
Now this is another building area that if he was on that roof,
shot videos. Maybe if he goes through this,
it's possible. This is a house.
They're redeveloping this.
Yeah, if he was on that roof, he might have been able to see it. Wow.
It leads out
all
here.
The beautiful homes up there. So you're telling
this
me
would have had to have done his escape.
Wow.
I don't think he came up this way. I'm going this way. Again, no trespassing signs. So.
Wow. It's incredible. That's some major elevation changes there. Is it possible, like some of these guys were saying, well, he could have been 500 feet away and took that shot? I believe you, because now, look at the elevation change there. You get so far up and you get on one of them buildings in that subdivision there, and you're on the roof, you might be able to see 500 yards to charge. There's a lot of people saying that the shot was farther than 200, more like 500 feet back maybe. And that's possible. I'm not going to say that ain't possible, because now we've seen the elevation, and yeah, 500 feet away, 800 maybe. Yeah, that's crazy. But plausible, feasible, and possible. I don't know. But you folks go over there and check out Mr. Webb's channel. He's a journalist. He went there to show the people, and that's cool. Debbie, let's see what Debbie said. Yes, but it's also elevated here too, where she lives. If you get used to it, you won't be out of breath. I don't know. I'd probably be out of breath. I mean, it'd probably take your body. It's just like when you go out west for a while and it's real hot, or you go down south in Florida and you live up north here and you go and live down there for a couple years. Your blood thins out. And it's like that in California too, and out west in Arizona. if you're from up north here and it's always cold or, not as hot or whatever, when you go out there, you have to go through a acclimation or whatever they call it. Your blood thins out. You got to learn to walk like a goat, like a billy goat. I'm part goat. But anyways, there you go. We'll be back with more on this. There's more information coming out. Someone said that the autopsy dropped today, but I'm not sure. What do I think we'll see? We'll probably not see what we're seeing on video, right? The autopsy probably will be different than what we're seeing or what we all seen during this. So don't be shocked. Right? Don't be shocked over it. When I try to walk on flat land now, I fall up. Yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to walk up here, little lady. I probably would have to hold your hand to keep you from falling. Plus, you're closer to the top of the world. So we us northern people up here learn to walk because yeah. I'll hold on a minute. I gotta get a cup of coffee and relieve myself. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so there you go, folks. We covered that. We'll be back with more stuff. Debbie, did you see anything or hear anything about the autopsy? I seen one video. I typed into Google autopsy on Charlie Kirks, and it brought up one video of some guy saying that the autopsy was dropped today, but I think it's too soon. I don't know. Maybe they'll drop it today or something. But Debbie, you probably would fall over. Don't worry, I'll keep you. You're like a weeble wobble when you probably come up here. You'd be like one of them little weeble wobbles, weeble wobbling all around and everything until you got your coordinates. Right? It'd take a week or something. When I first got here from Florida, I could not breathe. Yeah, you probably couldn't. You probably couldn't. And your blood probably it was probably real cold there and everything. Your blood had to thicken up, right? When you're in cold weather, your blood starts thickening up or whatever. Not yet, no. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I might have a yard to cut here in a couple of days for that lady. Some yard, and I got to get it over to my mother's here probably next month because she wants all of her plants cut down. So I got to get over there and do that. And then I got to go back to the lady's house that I take care of the yard for 'em over the summer. and cut all that down. Right, so that'll be a couple dollars. And then we get ready for winter. Although I'm ready for winter, I got all kinds of electric blankets. I got heaters just in case I need them. I got fire pits in case something happens, we lose power. And I think I'm going to get a generator. Uh, I was talking to someone at the pawn shop, and they got a couple generators there. So I think I'm going to get a generator just in case. It's always good to have backup. Um, Power goes out, I can run an extension cord and uh, still cook on the stove and run the fridge. Always preparing. I don't know if it'll happen. They did change our power system up here. So we haven't, ever since they did that, we haven't been having too much trouble. Uh, but what I'm concerned for is they're switching out on 20 from wood telephone poles to giant steel pillar rods. So the only thing that concerns me is if we get ice and stuff, it might stick to that. Or I don't know. We'll have to see how it works. We'll have to. They're claiming that we're going to have uh, a lot of ice storms this year or whatever up here up north. So, but other than that, our power really hasn't gone out too much lately ever since they switched over a new grid. I don't know if they're being fed from the solar panels up there in Sturgis. There's a giant solar panel field out there. They might be, you know, they might be using other alternative. Either that, or they might have got an emergency generator hooked up now. When the power goes out in town, it kicks on. Hello, Miss Helen. Someone, how are you doing this morning? We're going over a couple things on the Charlie Kirks case. Uh, a gentleman went out there and walked the ground so everybody can see, and boats from that side where he was on the upper level, right directly down from Charlie. Yeah, I could see how possibly that area would have been. Uh, you would have been able to get a shot. How are you doing? Oh, you're out there in the UK. I forgot about that. Canada, right? Or is it Britain? London? Scotland? Wherever it is over there. Germany or something? Out there in UK. Can you give my love to the generation family out there, Miss Helen? It's Britain. Ah, Britain. Oh, God. God. God love them Brits. Crazy blokes. They're blokes, right? Blokes. Crazy bloke. England. Ah, yeah, they're blokes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Spotted Dick, which we'll talk about that in another video. Yes, it's just unbelievable. Yes, London out there. Ah, them crazy blokes. Well, what can you do out there? We love the Canadians. We love the British and the Londons. And we love them all out here. We wish you'd help us escape this madness. It's me, Johnny. I'm Benny Hill and everybody, right? Related to old Benny. Benny and the Jazz. All right, Toad in the Hole. It's worse here. Nah, it's beautiful there. Yeah, Benny Hill. Yeah. You're going to find out that, well, I was related to a lot of people. Yeah, you're going to find that out, Miss Helen, someone. No, don't worry about it. It's normal to me. We all protest. Oh, you're out there protesting? I thought they loved Charlie out there. I seen a video of them in the streets by the millions in London with photos of Charlie and singing old London songs and everything against legal immigrants. Oh, that's right. The London people don't like all them people coming to their part of the world. That's right. I forgot I seen a video on that. They're not happy. Well, I think they said something about I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to start a war or anything. 3 million singing "Sweet Caroline." Oh yeah, they were. Sweet Caroline. Bam, bam, bam. It's an old Neil Diamond song. Good times. There was millions of them. I'm like, oh my God. We ain't go. Did someone start a war with London? What is going on? Millions of them in the street. It's a blockety block, block, block. Sweet Caroline. Oh my God. Somebody calm them down. Now you piss them off, Trump. Good God Almighty. Yeah, don't piss them off. There are 3 million in the streets out there. Bunch of them. I could have swore I seen them all holding a spotted dick. They were all eating spotted dick, singing Sweet Caroline, running around showing big giant photos of Charlie and everything. It was great. A spotted dick in one hand and a mug of beer in the other. Blockety block, 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 Charlie. I was, oh my God. We didn't even see anything like that. So Ozzy didn't even have 3 million in the streets. You didn't see the darkness of dark out there with having 3 million when he passed away. Good God, they were all over the place. Oh, they were all over the place. It was horrible. Nah, Debbie loves that song, Sweet Caroline. I'm crazy. Crazy Brits. It makes sense because I'm part British, so it makes sense. It runs in my family too. We just go around calling everybody, but what's the C word? Nah, you silly, see? What's wrong with you, buddy? About a bloke and bluke? You bluke and blocking? Yeah, well, I must hear about it. Oh my God, what'd he say? I think he just pissed off. I think I pissed him off. What happened? Oh my God. 3 million in the street. Down with Johnny Kramer. What? Are you kidding me? I love you guys. Now, just spread the word out there, Miss Helen. Someone that Johnny Kramer loves. Uh, all the countries out there. They love them all. Love them all. We're not going to start no fights here, I'll tell you that much. No, all right. What are we at? We're almost at an hour. We're going to take this to a how, not a labo. And we're going to go ahead and end this at 1 hour. Couple minutes away. Rule Britannia. You want me to come over there and run it? Ah, excuse me. You want me to come over there and run it? I can tell you right now, if I go over there and run the show, we are definitely going to make spotted vagina. I'll be the first one. They're going to be like, "What is this, Mr. Kramer?" This is what I learned in the states of America and everything. I mean, we're going to make it fair. But actually, London, Britain, you're being racist, or no, not racist, but you're being gender. You can't eat spotted dick and not have spotted vagina, and that's you got to change your ways. Ain't there something against that, Debbie? Right? That's what is it? What do they call that, Debbie? Uh, yeah. Well, anyways, they need to change the rules out there. Don't worry, Johnny Kramer's coming to run the show out there. Crazy blokes. All right, we are at 1 hour. We're going to end this. Miss Helen, someone, thank you for stopping in today. Tell everybody out there in London, help, and just let them know we love them. Debbie, thanks for stopping in. The great Debbie Fox, who loves the song Sweet Carolina. God bless you all. Let them all know I love them, and we're thinking of everybody out there. Uh, you know, if anything, just, just get the message out there, help. And that's all I'm saying. So I'm going to say, climb down from them buildings out there, you crazy blokes. They were all over the buildings when Ozzy passed away, all the kids out there. Nah, crazy kids. All right, you folks have a great day. God bless you. We'll be back with more Charlie Kirks case and other things that intrigue us, I guess. Folks, don't kill people. They're games. It's obvious now that we have proven there's crazy, and there's going to be levels of crazy now. They'll label these people. Well, no, he's just crazy, normal crazy, right? This guy's crazy, and then this guy's cuckoo crazy for Cocoa Puffs, and so. Yes, Helen, have a great day. God bless you and everything. Debbie, have a great day, and I'll be talking to you, and we'll be back after I get some chores done. God bless. All glory goes to God. Thank you for another day, Lord. Thank you for our daily bread. Forgive us of our sins and forgive us for trespassing and forgive us for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a good day, folks.